Hey everybody, how are you today? So I'm trying a different setup so I can sit in front of my books because I recorded one yesterday and I got a little frustrated. So hey, I've got these junk journals that I have finished, and you will notice that they are imperfectly perfect. There are 3 of them, and I don't know if you've watched my vlog yesterday, but I mentioned a giveaway, and this is what I would give away. You may pick one journal, your choice. You need to comment, like, and subscribe on this video, to this video, and to me, and you need to do that by the 15th of September, and then on the 19th I'll do the random generating thing. So let's take a look at these junk journals. I used 2 kits, Ephemera's Vintage Garden and Artie Mae's. We'll do the big one first. They are, you know, I love making them, but they, I don't plan. And so I'm such a seat in my pants person. I don't plan, and you can tell a little bit. So this one does not have an inside pocket. It just kind of has this, the tie ribbon is just there, and you can put, you know, things in like this envelope. I used scrapbook paper, some older lines, as well as some lines from Walmart. I like the Walmart lines because the paper's thinner. Most of the scrapbook paper, this is scrapbook, is coffee dyed. I have these plain tags, which I have a bunch of, which I did not ink or anything. Here's some old, what was that? Graphic, you know that line, not Brazil Basics. Basic Gray, which went, one of my favorite lines, which went the way of the, you know, they just went. Here's like some scrap paper in this envelope. This book, the bigger book, does have some of these kind of hand-sewn details with buttons. Buttons? Am I enunciating that too much? But the smaller books do not have any buttons or anything like that. The smaller envelopes, you can open to journal inside. I printed, they're double-sided, and they have lines in them. Now, I can't guarantee that the lines will be going the right way. I mean, if you're picky like that, right? If you're picky like that. I did use some book pages. This is from this wonderful book about birds. Almost every pocket should have something in it, because I just like to do that so that you know that there's a tuck there or a pocket there. I don't know, just have it. Here's Mr. Grandfather Hedgehog. We have a pet hedgehog. I'm hoping during my staycation that I will be able to do a little hedgehog feeding, you know, like at the zoo. When you go to the penguin feeding, you can come to a live hedgehog feeding. Wouldn't that be fun? Well, I think it's fun. Of course, you know, what they eat is as gross as what the penguins eat. Coffee stained. So this is day 2 of my staycation. Yesterday's staycation went really well, and then it got hot. Oh, my art space is not in a cool space anymore. I used to have it in the bedroom with the window air conditioner, but now my art space is in a bigger room, which is lovely, but I do not have it air conditioned yet, and it got 90 degrees outside and inside. This is vintage, whatever you call that, ledger paper. There's a pocket in here. This is some of that handmade paper. Do we call it mulberry paper? I didn't hand make it. It is store-bought handmade paper. So these are kind of nature, woodland, bird, rustic themed. I love junk journals. I love making them. I love the idea of, you know, designing and putting my own papers and picking out colors and picking out different things. This book, if you see this book, I want this book in them. But I don't use them. This lays pretty flat. I mean, you could use bowl clips to lay it flat to be able to draw in it, but lots of journaling space in these. Sometimes they're just too bulky to write in, but that's okay. I don't make them to write in. I mean, although this one looks like it might be a ton of fun for that. I make them because I consider them their own kind of work of art. Even when there's nothing written in them, they tell a story. And I know a lot of people write in them. I want to join one of the Junk Journal Junkie swaps, and part of the directions are always don't overstuff. You have to have room to write in them. But so this envelope will open. Again, you can write in that. But at the same time, I love making all the envelopes. Oh, and there are so many great tutorials on different ways you can pockets and how to add this, that, and the other thing. And I love the art of it. I try to limit myself to what kind of art styles and things I create. Junk journals, you know, just because of storage reasons, right? Not everybody, you don't have space for everything. There's a pocket where that goes. And that's just a stray piece of paper. Like wax. Someday I want to do wax, but I'm not going to do wax or jelly printing because I just don't have the space. I do a lot of other mixed media work, and this is like a mini book. I'm trying to go through fast because I want to go through all three of these. That's one, the large one. They are different sizes, so it's like big, medium, small. Let me just one, and then medium, and then small. I had intended them to be all one. And the reason they are three different sizes is because I cannot cut a straight line to save my life. So this is just one layer of that fabric. Oh, you know, that heavy fabric. I can't think of what it's called. Oh, why can't I think of what it's called? But it's just one layer, so it's a soft cover, and it comes in a big roll, and I got it off of Amazon, and I had to I tried to cut it with a straight edge on my fabric cutting board thing, but I couldn't do it. I'm hoping you can see everything. I have a different camera set up now. So that's a pocket, bunch of blank tags. I love these kits. Paper, who knows what paper, who knows, who's been scrapbooking forever. This right here is tracing paper, and the paper under it is, who knows, 10 points. Jenny Bolin. A little mini book, kind of a tag. This comes out. Anyways, what was I saying? Before I was talking about handmade paper. Here's a handmade paper with an envelope. You can write inside that one. Yada, yada, yada. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Do I need to replay this so I can figure it out? Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I can't cut. I cannot cut a straight line, and so therefore, that pulls out. Therefore, they ended up being 3 journals. Love coffee dyed paper. On another note, I don't know if you saw my vlog, but I am caffeine free. It doesn't necessarily help me sleep, but it helps my restless legs. And I just felt like, I'll be bluntly honest here, I felt like God told me to not drink caffeine. I know that may sound silly, but I just, I wouldn't have the willpower, let me tell you, unless it was a higher power who told me to stop, because I love coffee. That beautiful paper. This is also kind of handmade paper. It reminds me of press board. Tags. These bookmark tickety things from Artie Mays that are so fun. They're inked. So the book pages are not coffee dyed, which I probably could have done. Who has coffee dyed these kind of glossy book pages, and how did it go for you? Oh, Cavallini stickers. But everything else is coffee dyed or inked, except for those manila tags. You might want to use the tags for something else and create a mixed media tag or something. I don't know. They're just mostly in there so that they can have a new home. This one I didn't create a binding for. I'll send it with the ribbon. Or I could make a binding, you know, do one of those, put a grommet here and then thread it through. So this has pockets. The smaller ones have pockets, the big one does not. So there's these two. I was going to put Grandfather Hedgehog. Okay, and he's inked on the back. So this paper I think is Old K & Company. I am a scrapbooker. What got me into this, I think like a lot of us, mixed media and everything, was scrapbooking. Upside down page. Handmade paper. Old K & Company. No. Yeah, it's old because it's slightly thinner. That handmade paper. Book page. Squirrel Nutkin from Beatrice. Is it Beatrix or Beatrice Potter? This one has actually more printouts than the other ones because I needed to bulk it up a little bit. So Ephemera's Vintage Garden, Artie Mays. This is my one quote. I had thought maybe I would do like woodland, like, you know, Gibbet. Oh my gosh, her knowledge of literature that she puts into her books. But yeah, that's my one right there. And it was floating around, so I put it in here. Love the teal and the red. So this was a kind of an off print, but I just inked it. You know, when you get this stuff, if you don't like it, if it really is not your thing, you can throw it away or pass it on, right? Recycle it. Squirrel. I used a lot of children's illustrations. I love children's illustrations. I want to be a children's illustrator. I'm hearing of what my husband must be listening to the radio or something. I hope that's not going to pick up too much on the sound. I love children's illustrations. I want to be a children's illustrator. I'm working on a small wordless children's book, and I have 2 children's books that I have written. Ha! Really, seriously. Now, are they good? They're not published. But getting published in this market is not... Girl, don't get me started. Cavallini stickers. A couple of these books have 2 of the stickers. Yeah, I'm super passionate about children's books. I'm a professional. I was a nanny for over 20 years. I do more elder care now than kid care, although I have 4 kids of my own. I would like to go back to child care, to nanny. Don't get me started. Being a nanny and a babysitter and daycare, big difference. But I'd go back to nannying, except most of the work it's close. It's only a 20-minute drive in the big city of Portland, but the traffic is 2 to 2.5 hours some days, and I don't want to deal with that. These are some neat little cards that came from a gallery, I guess, that somebody handmade and was trying to sell. And then they ended up in a little shop here in town, and I bought them. So that goes in that side pocket. Okay, we've done 2, right? This is journal number 2. This does have the owl in it. And this one opens. The bigger ones, there are a couple bigger ones that are sealed, and you'll know the difference because they're sealed. So that's number 2. That's the smallest one, and here's the medium one. So we've got owl, blackbird, brown cover, 1, 2, and 3. Again, to win one of these, you get your choice. All you have to do is like, comment, be subscribed, and comment on this post. The last day of the giveaway is the last day of the Poppins 2018 staycation, and but I will do the drawing on the 19th probably, or the 20th.